Imagine this. You've spent your whole life chasing control, trying to change people, convincing, persuading, bending over backward to get them to see your worth, to appreciate you, to do the right thing. You hold on tightly, thinking that if you just explain one more time, if you just give a little more, if you just prove yourself once again, then maybe, just maybe, they will change. Maybe they'll stay. Maybe they'll love you the way you deserve to be loved. But instead, they drift further away. The more you try to hold on, the more they slip through your fingers, like sand refusing to be grasped. And then one day, you're left with nothing but exhaustion, resentment, and the heavy weight of wondering why it was never enough. What if I told you that the problem was never you? What if I told you that the answer was never about trying harder or being better, but in letting them? Let them misunderstand you. Let them judge you. Let them walk away. Let them be who they are. And in doing so, set yourself free. Think about it. How much of your energy has been spent trying to make people see you in a certain way? How many times have you twisted yourself into a version that would finally be acceptable? And what would happen if you simply stopped? If you let people make their own choices, without trying to interfere, without trying to control or shape their perception? If you allowed them to behave however they want and use that as your answer, instead of trying to change the outcome? In Let Them, Mel Robbins introduces a profound yet deceptively simple idea. Stop trying to control what is outside of you. Stop holding on to people who are showing you they don't belong in your life. Stop agonizing over what others think, how they respond, or whether they approve. Instead, let them. Let them do whatever they choose, and watch how it transforms your world. Now, let's take a step back. Imagine you have a friend who never makes time for you. You're always the one reaching out, always the one making plans, always the one keeping the friendship alive. And every time they flake or ignore your messages, it stings. You tell yourself, maybe they're just busy. Maybe I need to try harder. So you do. And the cycle continues. But what if you just let them? Let them not prioritize you. Let them show you where they stand. And instead of begging for their presence, you accept their absence. What happens then? You free yourself. You create space for people who do value you, for relationships that don't require a constant battle. Or maybe it's love. You've fallen hard for someone, but they're inconsistent. One day, they're all in, making you feel like you're the most important person in the world. The next, they pull away, making excuses, keeping you at arm's length. So you fight for them. You compromise. You pour more love, more patience, more understanding into the relationship, hoping that one day they'll see your worth. But what if you let them? Let them be inconsistent. Let them send mixed signals. Let them go. And in doing so, you walk toward the love you truly deserve, the kind that never makes you question your value. We spend so much time resisting what is because we believe that if we just do something differently, we can make things how they should be. But let them is an invitation to stop resisting, to stop controlling, to surrender to reality and recognize that the people in your life are telling you everything you need to know through their actions. The friend who doesn't show up? Let them. The partner who won't commit? Let them. The coworker who takes credit for your work? Let them. And then make your choice. Stay or walk away, but don't waste your energy trying to change them. This is not about giving up. It's not about being passive. It's about power. Real power. The power to let go. The power to stop clinging to people and situations that drain you. The power to stop living in a constant state of disappointment because you keep expecting someone to act differently than they do. Let them. And then let yourself choose differently. It's easy to hear this and think, but what if I need them to change? What if I can't just walk away? And the answer is, you don't need them to change. You need to change your expectations. You need to stop basing your happiness on whether other people behave the way you want them to. You need to free yourself from the exhausting cycle of control. And here's the most beautiful part. When you truly let go, when you stop trying to force the world to be what you think it should be, something incredible happens. You start to see the people who do show up. You start to recognize the relationships that are effortless, the love that is freely given, the respect that is natural and not negotiated. You realize that you never had to beg for these things. You just had to stop chasing the wrong people to find them. So, what would your life look like if you embraced this? If you let them talk behind your back, let them exclude you, let them treat you however they choose, while you choose peace? What if, instead of spending years trying to change people, you use that energy to build a life filled with those who don't require convincing? What if you stopped fighting to be seen and simply walked toward those who already see you? This is not an easy lesson. It requires deep self-awareness, a willingness to release control, and the courage to face reality without trying to rewrite it. But on the other side of this lesson is freedom. Freedom from resentment. Freedom from disappointment. Freedom from the weight of trying to make people love you, respect you, or choose you when they've already shown you their answer. So today, I want you to ask yourself, where in your life are you holding on too tightly? Who are you trying to change? What would happen if you just let them? Not out of anger, not out of bitterness, but out of the deep, unshakable understanding that you deserve people who want to be in your life, without force, without pleading, without effort that isn't mutual. The truth is, life becomes infinitely lighter when you stop carrying the burden of trying to control other people's choices. Let them be who they are. And in that space, let yourself be free. If you like this summary, consider subscribing to our channel. Your support gives us the motivation to keep creating more engaging content.